In today's video, we are going to be ranking all US currency from best to worst. Now, I'm ranking everything from the penny all the way to your $100 bill. Now, you might ask yourself, what is the criteria that I'm going to be ranking these on? Well, there's three different things that I'm going to determine my ranking upon. The first thing is going to be the use case and the practicality of each individual currency. The next thing is going to be the looks and the aesthetic of the currency. And the third thing is going to be the flex factor and how you feel when you have this currency in your possession. Now, once again, I'm ranking everything from best to worst. So let's get into the video and let's rank all the US currency. So to start off the tier list here, we have the US penny. Now, this might be the easiest one to rank. I should have no one debating me in the comments. I should have no one arguing with me in the comments. All I want to see in the comments is everyone agree with me on this one. The penny is absolutely cooked. They literally stopped making it because it costs more money to make a penny than it does to actually have a penny. Pennies are useless. I think the last time someone gave me a penny, I threw it into the road. I can't remember the last time I actually thought, oh, this would be awesome to have a penny. As far as use case, it's non-existent. Looks wise, I guess the color's cool, but no one really cares. Flex factor, no one thinks you're cool for having pennies. Pennies are useless. They suck. No one wants pennies. Stores don't want them. Vending machines don't want them. No one wants pennies. Instant F tier. By far the easiest ranking across this whole video. Next up on the list is the $5 bill. Now look, the $5 bill is absolutely not flashy at all. It's not iconic in my opinion. No one's flexing $5 bills, and if you are, you should stop. But I will say, when it comes to everyday purchases, the use case, I mean, when it comes to like getting a coffee or a snack, maybe tipping someone really quick, something light like that, $5 bills are probably one of the best things you can have on you because it's just a quick, easy thing for purchases, and you don't need to like break up a 20 or break up a 10 or whatever. So it's nice kind of having $5 bills when you can. I don't mind having them. And as far as looks go, I mean, it's decent looking, Abraham Lincoln on it looks like he's been through a few things, but I'm not mad at it. I don't mind $5 bills. Every time I see them, I think $5 bills are like the epitome of just like, I don't even know if I'm using that word right, but they're just like the epitome of just mid, right? Like you don't really love having $5 bills, but it's not like you have a penny on you. So I think $5 bills are a B tier, right? Like, I don't mind having a $5 bill. It is what it is. If I got it on me, I got it on me. They don't look the worst. The use case is pretty high. They're extremely practical. So I think right in the middle at B tier is pretty much where the $5 bill sits. Next on the list is the nickel and the dime. I'm actually going to group both of these together because for me, both of these fall into the same exact tier, and I kind of have the same thoughts on both of them. Both of these live the same exact life for every single person. For me, at least, I'm losing these everywhere. Whether it's my car, my couch, the dryer, I don't care where. These I'm always losing, right? I never know where a nickel or a dime is. If you ask me right now to go find a nickel and a dime, it'd probably be impossible for me to do that for you. Most people nowadays, if you see a nickel or a dime on the ground, you're probably not going to bend over and pick it up because, once again, no one really wants these in my opinion. Now, I will say it is cool when you're just out in the world and you see a dime heads up. For most people, they look at that as good luck. I'm one of those people where I look at that as good luck, but realistically, that doesn't add any value to the dime for me personally. I'm still not going to bend over and pick it up. And I think one of the worst things about the nickel, in my opinion, and the dime is the size difference. I don't know about you guys, maybe there's some historical factor to this, but the nickel, in my opinion, feels so extremely oversized for literally no reason because it's not worth anything more than the dime. And on the other hand, the dime feels so damn small that it's like I don't really understand the difference between the two or why there are such drastic size differences, especially when one is literally double the value of the other. And once again, no one's flexing with coins. We're in 2025. No one cares if you have a nickel or a dime. And for the, if you're a coin nerd out there and you have like a dime that's worth like $10, I mean, good for you. But at the end of the day, I mean, these are just both C tier for me. I'm not going to put them in the same category as the penny, but in my opinion, nickel and dime, they're just C tier. I would rather have anything other than a nickel and dime that's not a penny. Next on the list is the quarter. Now, compared to the nickel, the dime, the penny, this is the only coin in the current US currency lineup that you'd actually catch me bending over, pause on the street for if I saw it on the sidewalk. This is something I'd actually pick up because quarters, look, you got 4 quarters, you got $1, right? Quarters add up. When it comes to their use case, I mean, they're good for everything still. You got parking meters, a quarter's going to work. If you go to laundromats, quarters are going to work. Vending machines, quarters are going to work. All those types of things love quarters. They're still in circulation. They look nice. They feel nice. They're sized properly, right? It's like you see a quarter, you're like, yeah, that's the size of a quarter. It just makes sense. And unlike other coins, you actually keep quarters. Like I know people still to this day that like have a stack of quarters somewhere, or like they keep a sleeve of quarters, in their house or in their car or something, because it just makes sense. The value, it's literally 25 times more value than the penny. It just makes sense to have quarters on you. So I think for the fact that in 2025, quarters still have a really decent use case, for that reason, quarter I'm putting in the A tier. Just for the fact that it's so much better than all of the other coins in the current lineup, quarters in my opinion are just solid A tier. Next up on the list is the $1 bill. Now look, we gotta be realistic. The $1 bill is literally the backbone of the American currency, right? Like at some point in your life, you're going to use a $1 bill. You're going to see a $1 bill. It's probably the most popular and most circulated bill. I don't know if that's real or not. I just feel like it's real, that it's probably the most circulated bill in America right now. I mean, it's everywhere, right? It's at every store register. Every wallet probably has a $1 bill in it somewhere. Everyone's car under the driver's seat probably has a $1 bill somewhere. You can literally do anything with it, right? You can tip with it. You can pay exact amounts with it. You can use it for vending machines. You can give it to homeless people. Whatever you want to do with a $1 bill, whatever you put your imagination to, you can probably do with a $1 bill. Where I knock the $1 bill is because of inflation, $1 just doesn't do a lot anymore when it comes to having, money on you. Like, what are you really going to buy with $1? You're not going to buy a coffee. Like you can use it for a lot of things, but as far as you actually buying things with it, it's like really low what you can actually go into a store and leave with a dollar bill now. And I think the $1 bill gets its biggest knock in the aesthetics category. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's been years since I've seen a crisp $1 bill. Like every time you see a $1 bill now, they have either like writing on them, they're like folded in 9 different directions. They're soft. They're like limp. Like you never see a crisp $1 bill. And honestly, every time I have a $1 bill, I need like a bottle of hand sanitizer next to me. I just feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like if you ever have like $21 bills in your hand, it just doesn't feel right. You're like, what? Why am I doing this? Like, let me just go exchange this straight up for a 20. And look, when it comes to flex factor, I know there's people out there. You see them on social media all the time where it's like they got, they're flashing their money and they got $100 bill on top and they got ones all behind it. Like you can't see the color difference. There's just no flex factor with a $1 bill. I'm not a fan of them. In my opinion, I'm not going to put it next to a penny, but it's just C tier, right? I don't know. If you want to put a $1 bill higher, you're going to have to argue with me on that because I can't put a $1 bill higher than a C tier. Next up on the list is the $10 bill. Now, the $10 bills probably slept on for a lot of different people, right? I don't mind $10 bills, right? Looks-wise, it looks decent. Flex-wise, you're not flexing on anybody, but at this point, you're double the value of a $5 bill. You're 10 times the value of a $1 bill. Like, it's nice to have tens on you. They can be extremely practical. You can pretty much go anywhere, any store, and walk out of there with something for $10, right? Like, nowadays in our economy, $10 can get you like lunch, right? Like, that's decent. You can go somewhere, get some lunch with it. You can do what you need to with $10, right? You don't need... I would say on a day-to-day basis, if you can live frugally, you definitely don't need more than $10, right? That's like the absolute, topping point for most people. So use case, $10 bill, pretty high. Aesthetics, once again, it's probably mid-tier. It's on the same level like a $5 bill. I actually think I prefer the look of a $5 bill more than a $10 bill. But I don't know what it is, but like when I have $10 bills on me, I just feel organized. Like I feel like I can do anything if I have a couple $10 bills, because it's like, oh, like I'm kind of right in that mid row of value. And I think $10 bills can keep a lot of people disciplined, right? Like if you're trying to work on a budget, give yourself a few $10 bills, because they feel like a lot more value than a $5 bill. So you're not just going to hand it off to somebody. But once again, if you could live a day under $10 for, a whole week, I'd say you're doing pretty good on a budget, right? So I think $10 keep a lot of people in check. I think it looks decent. Flex factor, it's not too high, but use case, I'd say it's pretty high, especially if you're trying to be disciplined, you're trying to budget. I'm putting $10 right next to $5 in the B tier. I don't think it really deserves to go any higher, but it definitely should not be any lower as well. Next on the list is the $2 bill. Now, some people might be so overrated on it. Look, I'll be honest with you guys, I've never understood the hype around a $2 bill. I think my parents had like a few of them, but like realistically, what are you doing with a $2 bill? Like I know people who like say, oh, you can collect it, or like, oh, my $2 bill is worth $10. Why? I really don't understand that. And honestly, looks wise, bro, I don't think $2 bills even look that good. Like in my opinion, $2 bills don't look good. The use case on them is stupid, because no one's actually going to go to a store and use a $2 bill, because they're going to say, well, it's worth more than $2. So you'll never catch anyone actually using their $2 bills. It's like something they just like keep in a safe at their house, and then they tell everyone at work, like when that weird conversation comes up, they're like, yeah, I got like 5 $2 bills in my safe at home, and everyone just kind of looks at them like, why? Like, what are you doing with that? And then they just go on this whole rant about why they like $2 bills, or why it's like hedging them against inflation. Look, $2 bills, extremely overrated, don't even look that good. I don't understand the hype on them. I've never understood the hype on them. No one thinks you're cool if you have a bunch of $2 bills. So with that being said, I don't know if I can put it next to a penny. It's taking everything in me not to put it in the F tier. I'm just gonna put it in the C tier. I don't understand the hype behind them. I never have. I never will. If you have a bunch of $2 bills, cool, but I don't get it. Next on the list is the $50 bill. Now this is, in my opinion, this whole list is biased, it's my opinion, but this is the first bill where my full bias is going to come into play here, because I don't know about you guys. Look, $50 bills, they're not practical. Let's just be honest. If you have a $50 bill and you try to use it in a store, the cashier probably is going to hate you for the rest of the day, and they're going to go home and tell their family that some idiot came in with a $50 bill to buy some fruit roll-ups. But look, here's my thing. If you know, if you ever get crisp $50 bills, I don't know if it's the color, I don't know if it's Grant on the front looking stoic, looking like he's about to tell me to like, go read 500, books and do 20 push-ups. I don't know what it is. Nothing beats a crisp $50 bill in my opinion. Every time I go to the ATM and I got to pull out money, and you get that little option, at least at Wells Fargo, you get that option where it's like, do you want to split it between 50s and 100s? I do not care how impractical that is. I always click that button, because in my opinion, nothing beats a crisp 50. I love just having like, this is how much of a sicko I am. If you gave me the option to have $2,000 in hundreds or $2,000 in 50s, I'm taking $2,000 in 50s. $50 bill, S tier. I love $50 bills. I think they look sick. Crisp 50s, it's very hard to beat. Practicality is so low that I should probably rank it lower on the list, but I'm going to be full bias here, say $50 bills, probably one of my favorite bills. Actually, you know what? $50 bill is my favorite bill, especially when it's brand new. It looks sick. The flex factor's there. Practicality is super low, but aesthetics are by far the best out of every bill in my opinion. Next up on the list is the $20 bill. Now, look, the $20 bill is easily one of the most important and versatile and just commonly used pieces of US currency. Look, the $20 is basically just the default setting of cash nowadays, especially with the economy we're in. Like a $20 bill, you can take anywhere and probably just get things done with it. The practicality is just next level, right? Every store will love taking $20 bills. You know, you can go, once again, you can go anywhere with a $20 bill, probably buy something, probably need, you know, whatever you need, you can get it with a $20 bill at most places. And there's, you know, when you give someone a $20 bill like a cashier, there's no hesitation, you know, there's no awkwardness. They don't hate you for it. It just works. Everywhere you go, a $20 bill pretty much works, right? So practicality, use case, by far on the top of the list. The looks, I would say, probably other than the $100 bill, the looks is just iconic, right? I mean, I'm sure people who don't even use US currency, you could probably just see the corner of the 20 and just know it's a $20 bill. I mean, it's just absolutely iconic looking. Everyone knows what a $20 bill looks like. You could probably get a glimpse of it for 1 second and just know, oh, that was a $20 bill, right? Like, the color is perfect. Everything about a $20 bill, from the use case to the looks, is perfect. Flexing wise, yeah, you know, you could do some flexing with a couple 20s. You know, no one's going to hate you for that. But at the end of the day, you know, a $20 bill, realistically, on my list, I kind of want to put in the A tier, but it's just got to be S tier, right? A $20 bill has to be S tier, just when it comes to all the categories, right? Looks, it looks great. Use case, you can use it anywhere. Flexing, you got it. You know, you can do what you got to do with it. $20 bill can get you pretty far in life, so S tier. The last bill on the list, the $100 bill. This is the final evolution of all the currencies combined. This is the blue face baby. This is the all my hundreds are blue. This is everything you need when it comes to money. If you have hundreds in a row, stacked up, whatever it needs to be, the flexing, you know, the flexing level is off the charts, right? Like, you show up anywhere with a wad of hundreds, you could have a net worth of negative $50,000. If you show up with a pocket full of hundreds, people think you're rich. People think you're the coolest person in the world. People think you can afford anything. The flexing factor with $100 bills, off the chart. Use case, it's decent. You know, people are going to have to break it, right? Most places, some places refuse to break $100 bills. I know that's been kind of a reoccurring theme where, like, if you go somewhere and you have 100, I've seen places where, like, by the cashier says, we won't accept $100 bills, probably because they're scared of it, because there's just so much flexing you can do with it. So practicality, not the best, but for respect, I mean, the practicality is insane, right? Like, look, I remember I used to work at a store, and I remember some guy, he was a reoccurring customer. He would come in with a $100 bill that he folded into a ring, and he would wear it on his finger, so we always had a $100 bill. No one would do that stupid shit with a $1 bill or a $10 bill or a $50. It's just something about a $100 bill makes people act different, right? They start wearing it as rings. Like, $100 bills literally make people act differently, right? So it's got to be up there. And once again, for the looks, the blue, the stripe down, you know, the stripe down it, the, you know, the little gold 100 on the right side, like, the looks wise, while me personally, I still like the looks of a 50, you can't dispute that the $100 bill is just flexing, S tier. Practicality, I'd give it a B tier, and then looks wise, also S tier. I mean, it's got to be at the top of the list, right? Would I put it in front of a $50 bill? No, I still take my crisp 50s, but nothing beats that look of a brand new $100 bill, especially when you go to the, you know, the ATM, they're all like stuck together too. Like, you ever get $100 bills from like a bank and they're all stuck together? Man, you feel on top of the world. You feel like you could just walk into the Porsche dealership and just ask for the newest car and just show them your money, and they would just let you walk out of there. So $100 bills, S tier as well. So that wraps up my tier list of the US currency. Let me know in the comments down below what you agree with, what you disagree with, where you personally would put certain bills. I am kind of surprised that the quarter is the only one in the A tier for me, but I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription. We're moving on to the 20,000 subscriber goal. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good day. See ya.